Real Talk with Star Scorpio. Today is November 12th, 2022, and I have a special guest with me to open season 5 of Real Talk with Star Scorpio. Marcela is a mental health advocate, raising awareness of mental health issues, and she has a condition that I just recently heard of called schizoaffective disorder. Marcela is going to share her story to let everyone know why it's important for first responders to understand her condition so they can provide support if someone is in crisis. More importantly, it's critical for police officers to know the triggers and de-escalation techniques of those living with mental health conditions, also dementia, autism, and those who have acquired brain injury. So, Marcela, welcome to Real Talk with Star Scorpio. How you doing today?
I'm doing good. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to be on your podcast.
Yes, no worries. You know, when I asked you, I was so excited that you were excited to be on it.
Oh yeah, I was counting down the days.
Yeah. Yes. Okay, Marcel, let's get right into it. I like to build a timeline, right? So I like to find out about my guests, right? So first of all, where were you born and raised?
I was born in Romania, and I was adopted to Canada.
Okay.
When I was 2 years old. I also have another sister that's sorry.
No worries.
I have a sister who's also adopted from Romania, but different cities, and she came in. Sorry.
No worries. So I want to let the people know too, because we're gonna get into your condition and things later on. But you were telling me when we were talking before that sometimes you forget what you're saying, you lose your train of thought, and this is what's happening sometimes, right?
Yeah.
So don't worry, I'm gonna be patient. You saw me. The people don't know this because I edited it out. So I screwed up. I'm telling people right now, I screwed up on the intro 3 times. So
okay.
All right. So
yeah, I don't feel half as bad.
Yeah, don't take your time.
Okay. So I have a sister who's also adopted from Romania. She is 4 years younger than me. And she came when she was an infant to Canada, and I came to Canada when I was 2 years old.
2 years old. Okay. Do you want to share your age now? How old are you right now?
27.
27. Oh, you're young. You know how old I am? How old do I look? Like 15 or something? Wow.
Yeah. I don't know.
I'm 40. Wait a minute. I just had a birthday. I'm 49. 49.
Okay. I was gonna say in your 30s, but
oh, you were? Oh,
yeah,
that's nice. Okay, so also so Romania, sister. Where are you right now? Let the people know where you live in.
I live in Surrey, which is a part of Vancouver, British Columbia.
Okay, in BC. So here in Toronto, it's 2 o'clock and it's 11 o'clock there, right?
11:10 to be exact.
Yeah. Oh, nice. How's the weather over there right now?
It's a little bit sunny, but it's so cold.
It's cold. Wait, I heard BC doesn't get the snow like we do. Is that true, or does it? Or certain parts of BC? I don't know.
I'm not sure what kind of snow you guys get in Toronto because I've never actually been there in the winter. Like I've only visited maybe once or twice.
Oh, okay. Oh,
when I was really younger.
Yeah. Okay.
Or when I was really young. That's what I was trying to say.
Yeah, no worries. So you've been to Toronto then? Okay.
Well, Hamilton to be exact.
Oh, Hamilton. I have to make a trip up to BC. So I'm gonna.
You should.
Yeah. Okay. Do you remember your school days?
I remember my elementary school years a little bit because I have a really good friend. She's like my sister.
Yeah.
And so we met in elementary school. So yeah.
Okay. I want to get into your condition. So I said you have schizoaffective disorder. Did I pronounce it correctly?
Yeah.
Yeah. So when did you get diagnosed with that?
It's hard to say because I've had so many diagnoses.
Okay.
Just because the doctors didn't know what I had originally. So I would say probably 20, I'm thinking like 2018, maybe, I think.
2018.
I don't know. I've had so many doctors tell me one thing and another thing, so I don't know.
Okay. He's
Yeah.
Um, so what happens when you have this? What are the effects of this disorder that you have?
So basically what schizoaffective disorder is it's a mood disorder with schizophrenia.
Okay.
So that means like for me, I get more depressed than I get hypomanic.
Okay.
So for me, I will get high,
Okay.
like not on drugs or anything.
Yeah, yeah. I'm glad you clarified
But
that.
like
Okay. Mhm.
but like my mood will go elevated more than usual. Like for example, say 0 is like super depressed
Okay.
and 10 being like the best feeling ever.
Mhm.
I'm usually, and then the normal levels are between 4 and 6.
Okay.
And so for me, I'm usually about a 7 when I have it,
Mhm.
like my mood swings. And then when I do have my mood swings, like that will be like a day and a half, maybe.
Mhm.
And then I sink into depression for like a couple weeks to a month. It just
Mhm.
depends. So, yeah.
And what's the treatment like and the support you have over there?
So I live in an assisted living
Okay.
for people with mental health issues,
Mhm.
and I love it here. It's
Oh,
awesome.
okay.
I finally have the right support systems here. So,
Mhm. So
yeah.
what? It took a while, you're saying?
Yeah. So when I first got diagnosed, my parents didn't know how to like deal with it.
Mhm.
So then I spent about a couple months in the hospital, and then I moved to this place called sorry, they moved into this place called Mission, and they didn't have the right support systems in place because they were so small.
Mhm.
So then it just got to the point where like I was in Abbotsford Hospital. So that's probably about a 45-minute, I think that's like 45 minutes maybe
Mhm.
to an hour to get there as well.
Okay.
And so it got to the point where I was in and out of hospital every 3 months
Mhm.
for a couple weeks. So then I moved back to Surrey, and yeah, I've been living here ever since.
Nice. So I'm glad you filled me in on that. But besides the disorder that you have, did I read something that you had cancer too, or you
Yep,
did? Oh,
I still
mm,
have it. Cancer journey started in 2015.
okay.
And I had ovarian cancer.
Hmm.
They didn't know it was ovarian cancer. They thought because my white blood cell count was really high. So what white blood cell count is it tells you if there's an infection in your body.
Right.
And so sorry, I'm losing it.
No, don't worry. Take your time. Uh,
um
White blood cell count,
yeah, so
infection.
anyway, they thought I had an infection
Hmm.
in my ovary. So then they put me on antibiotics and stuff. But then I had started having pain.
Okay.
And that pain was so bad I couldn't weight bear on my one leg. So then I called my doctor's office and I'm like, or no, I went to the hospital because I was like, this isn't good. So they did some testing, and then a couple days after they sent me to the hospital that's near my house.
Hmm.
And then they're like, we're gonna put you on the wait list for surgery. But 2 weeks later, that I finally had the surgery because everything was like we had a really big thunderstorm,
Hmm.
and like even econ was out, so that's 911.
Right, right.
So then anyway, long story short, I did not sleep much. My mood was probably an 8.5. Like I was pretty high.
Yeah.
I said to my nurse, I'm like, I'm so glad my psychiatrist is in here to see me high. She probably doped me up.
Wow.
Anyway, so then they had to do the surgery, and I remember saying to the technician or whoever, I was like, I don't think you've seen anybody half as excited as I am to have the surgery. And he's like, they all start laughing and they're like, not in a very long time. And I'm like, oh, and then the next thing I know, they knocked me out. Anyway, so then they did a biopsy on the tumor.
Okay.
And so to be honest, I'm not sure what it's called because it's so rare. Like it's rare for someone to get it once. I've had it probably about 5 times in different areas.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, so I think finally we figured out how to deal with it. So I had chemo, say, I think it was March, April, and no, maybe it's February, March, April. That makes sense. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I had it once a month for 3 months, and it made my legs really weak, like my whole body weak. Mm-hmm. I kind of fell into the toilet. My legs just randomly gave out. And so I fell into the toilet. I was just sitting there for like 15 minutes trying to compose myself. So then I called my best friend. I'm like, it's what I did. And then she's like, I don't know. And then I told her what happened. She's like, that's funny. I'm like, you can just laugh at me. I don't care. Then I go upstairs to tell the ladies that work here. Mm-hmm. They're like, oh my goodness, like, are you okay? You okay? And I was like, yeah. I'm fine. I said to them, I was like, I was spending like 10 minutes in there just trying to compose myself. Well, because it's liability for them, right?
Of course. Yeah.
So then I called my doctor, like my oncologist, and I told her what happened, and she was not happy. So we stopped the chemo. And I've been trying to, so there's like a mailbox that's like at the end of our driveway, and our driveway is like on a steep incline. Mm-hmm. It has taken me a year and a couple months to be able to get up the driveway without like being so out of breath.
Yeah.
Well, because like the chemo just like messed with my legs, my mobility.
So this is something you're still dealing with today.
Yeah. I also have another tumor that's in my pelvis, which they're keeping an eye on.
Okay.
So, yeah.
And then I'm not medical, so it's if it grows, right, or something, and so they got to keep.
So there's 2 types of not cancer, but 2 types of oncology diagnoses. Mm-hmm. One is benign, so that means it's a tumor that's not growing. Mm-hmm.
And malignant is the other one.
And malignant, yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah. you know your stuff though. Marcela, you know your stuff. Wow. You're brave. So thanks for sharing that.
And hence my shirt. I got it from someone in my cancer group, and I don't know who, so.
Okay. But so Marcela, what do you like doing on your off time? Like, what do you do? Do you paint? Because I thought you paint or take pictures or something. What do you like doing?
I love painting. Mm-hmm. I'm not necessarily that great at it though. Yeah. And I like to take photos. I'm decent, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you have anything? One thing I like doing is going through people's Instagram, especially when I have guests on. So I look at what you post, and I saw a post because you post inspirational things, and one I really liked was it says you survived many storms to be. What is it? You survived many storms.
I'll look. Do you want me to look it up?
Yeah.
Here, I'll just look it up.
Yo, you know what it is? You survived many storms to be bothered by raindrops.
That's what it was. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. Like that. So you post inspirational stuff. I like that. So that's
Yeah.
cool.
It's just because I find the world is so negative these days. So I feel
Yeah.
like I want to be the sunshine.
Yeah. You and me both. That's why I'm glad you're on the podcast for season 5, episode 1.
I know. I told everybody and they're like so excited. So
Nice, nice. Okay, so let's get into something else. Can you share the incident? I'm gonna let people know later, like how we met, right? Through my
yeah.
work. Through my
You know
work.
what? You know what's weird? It's almost a year since we started talking.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even realize that.
I know.
Oh,
Neither did
wow.
I until I went through my email.
Wow. Okay. Can you share, you shared a story with me. So can you share the incident you had with police and why it's important for them to know about your condition?
I'm just trying
I
to
thought there was
think.
more than one occasion too.
Oh goodness, I've had too many to count. So I was on the mental health unit because I was living at the hospital because they didn't have any beds available here.
Yeah.
Even though I did get accepted, anyway, so long story short, I was hearing things and seeing things, and somebody didn't close the unit door properly.
Mhm.
So I said, "Excuse me," and I literally just walked out of there, and then I floored it. So it was I probably like I was running as fast as I could run, and this is embarrassing.
No, don't worry. Don't worry.
So anyway, I was running from the hospital and I ran probably like 15 blocks.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Like, and then the police caught up to me because I had left the hospital, so the security guards couldn't do anything.
Mhm.
But on the elevator, there was this nurse, and she, I guess, was on her break or something
Mhm.
because I had overheard something like that. Anyway, so then she was following me, and I was like I can't have people following me because like even to this day, like I sit at the back of the bus because like sometimes I'll feel like people are like watching me even though there isn't.
Yeah.
And so that's what happened. So I was running like crazy, and I wish I could still run that fast. But because I was psychotic, so then anyway, long story short, the police caught up to me. And so then they what actually happened? Because I think I blacked out for a couple seconds. So
Yeah, that's what I remember you telling me.
Yeah, so anyway, the police finally caught up with me, and they didn't put me, I don't think they put me in handcuffs, but they like got a hold of me, and then they were talking, and like I think the 2 police officers were talking.
Mhm.
Like my mind is still kind of fuzzy on the details because I was running so hard. Because I was hyperventilating.
Mhm.
Because like how when you run too fast, you're like like that.
Yeah.
And then literally next thing I know, I felt really heavy, and I was just like, okay, I'm gonna go. And then I fell back.
Oh, wow.
Like I passed out for a couple of seconds.
Mhm.
And the next thing I know, they're rubbing my chest to because that's like like when they do that is to try to
Okay.
like it's like a stimulus,
Mhm.
like it's like a pain stimulus to see if you wake up or whatever. And that's what I remember them doing. And I remember the police officer saying this, and he was asking the nurse, and he's like, is she on drugs? And the nurse is like, I don't think so, because I ran so far.
Yeah.
Like that was like not normal. Like anyway.
So bottom line, we met because I work present day. I work for a company called MedicAlert. And so were you wearing your MedicAlert bracelet? Because I guess
Yeah.
the importance is you wanted police officers to know what was wrong with you, your condition,
Yeah.
and what they need to know to help you out in a situation like that.
Yeah. So I don't remember if they did check it, but when I was in the hospital, I didn't have like my mental illness on my MedicAlert ID because at that point I had so many diagnoses from so many doctors, like different psychiatrists and stuff. So yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So now I'm going to let the people know how I met you. And you kind of scared me. Marcela, you scared me. So I was told by one of my marketing colleagues that someone was trying to get a hold of me, I think through email, but it was going to an email I didn't have access to, or was going to my junk mail or something. But when I found the folder where I located your emails, and then I see like 4 or 5 of them, and I'm like, oh, wow, she's going to be upset when I call. But I called you and everything was nice. And we had the video chat there too, right? So that was good. That's how we met.
Yeah.
At MedicAlert. And yeah, just to let people know too, at MedicAlert, I manage a program called Connect Protect. So it's a police partnership program, Canadian Police Services. And you really wanted to get Surrey Police Service enrolled with MedicAlert, so they have access to your information. And anyone who's listening, if you're wearing a MedicAlert ID, an authentic MedicAlert ID, MedicAlert Foundation Canada, we have a phone number on the back, a hotline number, and every subscriber has an ID number. So if you call that number, you can get information needed in a time of crisis or things like that, when people go wandering or missing. But when a police service is partnered with MedicAlert, they have direct access. So if a frontline officer finds you, they can call their dispatch operator to get the information. They don't have to call the hotline number on the back. So, at this point in the interview, I always ask my guests a question, and it's your choice, right?
Okay.
So I have 2 cards in my hand.
Okay.
And you're going to tell me which one you want me to read out, the right or the left.
Uh-oh, I hate tests. Let's go with the one on the right.
Right. So name one challenging thing you had to overcome in life.
Oh man, I got so many. Dealing with mental illness, I'd say, and cancer.
Yeah.
And living in an orphanage.
Wow. That's 3 things.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're brave though. I'm glad you shared your story with me today and the people that are going to listen to this. Mental health is a serious topic, and there's more light shined on it now in these past years too, especially with COVID and lockdown and all that stuff too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you know what I do? Season 5 is no different. I always donate to a charity. Yeah, and season 4 I started asking my guests for a charity they want me to donate to. So I'm going to continue that with season 5. So I should have told you before so you can think about it, but I don't know if you know right now. But what charity would you like me to donate to for episode 1?
MedicAlert. Hang on. The Idea Project.
Oh, Idea. Okay. You got it. So I'm donating to my own organization. Nice. I've done it before.
Yeah.
All right. So Marcela, that was fun. Anything you want to say before we get off? Anything you want the people to know?
This is me on the spot. Basically that the MedicAlert service works, and I have peace of mind that, like, if something does happen, like, my family and everyone will be aware of it. like of the like emergency or whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Perfect. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. Okay. That's it. Episode 1 of season 5. Real Talk with Star Scorpio with my guest Marcela. And we out.